This is a door panel for a 1972 through 74 Plymouth Barracuda. I bought it at a swap meet over 10 years ago, and I've had it up in the storage loft ever since. I'm going to try and do a little repair and restoration on it and use it in my Barracuda. The original interior color of the Barracuda was green. When I restored it, I changed the interior to black. I took the existing green panels, which were really badly sun faded, and cleaned them up and painted them black. Throughout the years, though, they'll get chips in them, like this, and these along here. And there's a few more down here where your foot drags against it occasionally and scrapes the paint off of it. When you get the chips in it, then the green shows through. I'm going to take that one that I bought at the swap meet because it's originally black, clean it up and paint it. Then if it does get chips in it, at least the base is black and it won't show as bad. It's got a crack in it right here. I think I can repair that, and this hole where the screw goes through, that needs to be repaired. That's the only screw hole that's broken. Another thing is it has two holes right here. It has two holes right here that the CUDA emblem was secured to. You can see the evidence of the CUDA emblem right here. Mine's a Barracuda, it's not a CUDA. And so what I want to do is fill these holes. This bungee cord with a block of wood beneath it puts the right tension and direction on the panel and pulls it together so I can repair it. I bent up these cleats out of some stainless steel safety wire. Now with my cleat and my soldering gun, I'll let that heat up. Zip tie is the same material. I'm using a piece of it like a welding rod to fill in over top the cleats. It'll help hold them in place. I sort of plastic welded over top the cleats to help seal them in place, and then I sand and filed this down flat. Here's the front side of that same crack. It's right here. You can just barely see it. I think it may even disappear once I get some paint on it. But you can flex the panel now and the crack doesn't open up. I'm going to slightly countersink these holes. This will give the filler a little more surface to adhere to the plastic. I'll clean up the surface with some acetone. This is a vinyl, leather, and repair kit. I'm not going to use this kit, but I am going to use the grain pattern paper that came in it behind the panel, so that when I put the compound, the filler in here, it on the other side, it'll take the grain of this pattern paper here. What I'm going to use for filler is this 2-part Gorilla Glue. I guess it's an epoxy. The good thing about this is when you mix it up, it's black to begin with, so it won't have any real problem covering it when I paint the panel again. I've got my grain pattern paper clamped against the back of the panel, the front side of the panel, and now I'm going to fill the back side with this Gorilla Glue compound. Pack it in there nice and tight so I don't have any air gaps or voids. Well, the holes are plugged, but it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. You can see I've got a couple of little dimples here. What happened was the glue that I used in there shrunk, and so now it's left a couple dimples here. I'll have to see what I can come up with to disguise those, I guess. I mixed up some more compound and took a toothpick and kind of painted in the grain where the little dimples were. Once that hardened, I took a razor blade, shaved off the peaks. I think once with a coat of paint on it, that'll disguise it pretty well. Before I started to repair this thing, I scrubbed it down with this degreaser that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's a pretty good little product. But right now what I'm doing is washing it down with some simple Dawn dishwashing soap, just to get whatever oils from my hands might have gotten on it while I was repairing it. Get that off, prepare it for painting. I'll leave it out here in the sun to dry thoroughly before I prep it for paint. I'm going to prime the surface with this. It's PVC primer. PVC primer's main ingredients are acetone and cyclohexanone. I don't know what that is, but I don't really know what acetone is either. The primer softens the plastic and causes the paint to bond with the plastic rather than just sticking to the surface. I'll give that a few minutes to dry up. I'm going to paint it with this SEM color coat. It's the same color that I used on the rest of the panels. That way I'm sure it will match. That's 2 coats. I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and then I'll come back with a 3rd and 4th coat. I let it dry for a couple days. I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's got a few distress marks in it here and there, but you know, it's 50+ years old. So I'm hoping and thinking that the PVC primer is going to make it a little more chip resistant than just the paint alone. Off with the old. I'll have to transfer this armrest and the chrome strip that's across the top of here. The window sweep across the top is a chrome strip with a window sweep built into it. I'll pull that off and transfer that to the other panel. And on with the new, or at least replacement. Well, there it is, done. I think it looks pretty good. It's certainly better than the old one with the green scratches in it. I still have the driver's side to do. I started with the passenger side because it was easier to deal with. It doesn't have the mirror in it. These are GM style mirrors, and the remote control unit for the mirror is actually up here and not down here. So I have to make alterations for that. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching.